don't forget about the self-driving cars too.
I always thought they were just running on their own.
No, CTOS is the big control system behind the cars. There was a point back in the earliest days of self-driving car technology that they operated by themselves. They used to use a series of sensors to see the world around them. Radar, for instance, would look far off into the distance, while LiDAR would detect objects nearby. And while these cars still use some of this technology, Bloom's CTOS and its detailed maps and data that it has on London really makes Bloom be able to take control of it. And CTOS can take control of your car if you're parked incorrectly. It's no surprise that it remains mandatory to have a self-driving car.
The system is so bad though, it's so annoying. Whenever I try to use one of the shareable self-driving cars, I always find myself stuck in traffic jams or roadblocks. Not to mention the accidents. I've heard so many stories of cars shunting into the back of others. I think they're worse than human drivers sometimes.
The technology is meant to make things better, but Bloom has made it so bad that it just makes London even more chaotic than it was before. I'm giving up on the cars. I'm only using the bikes, which are not self-driving at the moment, at least. And don't even get me started on the data. Everything that Bloom sees from your movements around the city and the self-driving cars is collected and feeds back into its big information control system.
Oh, not you and human privacy again.
Together we are
Control, add suspect to the most wanted list. Over.
What was that? Shit! Over here!
This area is restricted. There's no business suspect. God, oh God, oh God!
Yeah.
That's it for Albion's automated armoured car assembly. Should kick this whole uprising into high gear. Bit more of that and this barrel will internally combust. No? Nothing on that? Well, I guess it's back to not jokes then. Give me a moment to break everything on this Templar's computer. All we had to do was break everything and everyone. But here's the Templar.
You know what, Lucas? Fine. Get yourself killed. Let the Templars take you and do whatever they like. I've had enough of this. You are being so petulant. I am going to get out of this bloody city, regroup with the other assassins, and we will reclaim London when the time is right. You're on your own now. Understand, you are on your own.
There's one Templar that won't be Templaring around the place anymore.
Begin searching. Stay sharp.
And because that meant money in their pocket. And in order to do that, a couple of things happened. One was the use of manipulative techniques around behavioral economics, things that would just keep you scrolling, or keep you listening, or keep you looking for more information. The second is that kind of environment favors sensationalism. And so you got more sensational headlines and more sensational stories, and it didn't matter whether they were true or not. It just kept people in, and it kept them in the loop. So we ended up in a situation where nobody trusted anything, and nobody believed anything at all. And that is...
I'm utterly lost. Fucking
They've shut the case. Perhaps stealth isn't your strong suit.
donkey! Getting over.
wants to hear that story. They want to hear the sensationalism. They want to hear how people were victims of violence when in fact they weren't, or they were victims of insurgent forces when in fact they weren't.
The news isn't neutral, it's a battleground. Here's media researcher and academic Alfie.
The media has of course been perhaps the key way in which governments have controlled and influenced their populations. So totalitarian countries have typically used huge mainstream media outlets to sell one kind of news, one kind of biased news to its population. Of course, the media has always played this kind of key role in methods of state control. I think what's happening now is perhaps even more concerning, where you previously, in pre-crisis Britain, we had perhaps more diverse voices in the media, but now... The DVD, you're really only seeing one brand of news, and therefore only getting one script.
Out of him, asshole! Freeze!
I'm off to ruin this Templar's day. Be right back.
Careful! Shots fired! Taking fire!
I suppose we've made an impression. There's the Templar.
Which one? Taking fire! I need some help! They're my shield!
Hello, Lucas. All right, so obviously I haven't left London. Not yet, anyway. I was hoping you'd at least make things somewhat easier and come find me. Father was right, you're just as stubborn as he is. To be honest, I don't know if I can even go back, with or without you. We broke a deal made between the Assassins and the Templars. Just being in London is a death sentence.
You showed that Templar who's in charge around here. It's us. We're in charge.
This could be something.
And browsing the web is so... easier. I remember when you used to... sit down at a computer with an actual keyboard and mouse and type everything out. And my favourite feature is public transport. With the Optic, you can just walk straight onto the tube. It even acts as a passport. No longer do I have to dig around and try and find my old paper passport just to travel somewhere. Also, I thought the optics marketing strategy, making it free for people, was a stroke of genius.
Genius. Bloom was really calculated when it was doing that. It was pushing this draconian device on us at all. Sure, everybody flocked to it. There was free Wi-Fi and phone plans. That definitely helped, but it wasn't a case of this is a product that you need in your life.
Why do you hate it so much?
It's just the worst because you had to give up your privacy expectations and accept surveillance. It was almost like the government and Bloom didn't even need to make the optic mandatory. Making it mandatory was only to get the last holdouts across the line. If free data didn't convince you, fines and arrests from the state for not having the optic would pretty much be enough.
I mean, what do you mean by privacy problems? No one really talks about that anymore.
They don't talk about it because we don't have any choice when it comes to the optic. Yes, it's convenient and mandatory, but everybody's forgotten what it really means. Here, you've got a whole company owning basically all the data about your life. Bloom can do everything you can do. Nothing is private. There are so many times where I don't want anyone to have a clue about where I am.
How are you doing? I hope you don't mind me getting situated in your safe house. Crime marches on, and so will I. There are still cases that need to be closed, if you'll help me.
On it.
Excellent. I uploaded a case to Bagley. He can brief you on it.
What's going on?
How should I say this? I seem to have come across some sort of ancient conflict. The recording you heard came from a strange drone flying around the city. The names of the groups in conflict are obvious enough. Assassins and Templars. But there is no record of either of them online, not even in the furthest fringes of the dark web. So, either these are LARPers with very active imaginations, or we are dealing with two groups that are older and more powerful than we can possibly imagine.
Suppose we should check it out.
Good idea. Connie's been helping analyze the data I pulled from the drone. I'm sure she's champing at the bit to tell you more.
Thank you, sweetie.
Can Kelly's been sending a ton of crypto to an unknown party in Cairo. Something to do with Kronos.
Out with it then.
I've been following up on the few clues we got from that recording. Assassins, Templars, this Lucas fella, and the strange drone we got the recording from. Not much to find on the first three, but that drone, it's a doozy.
What do you mean?
It wasn't made by any of the big weapons manufacturers. It's got no serial number, no identifying tags of any kind. I found a proxy to its schematics, and the design is mental. I also found enough GPS to put together a flight path. Whatever's going on here, it's big. You better find that thing.
Agreed.
bad as it fucking I don't know. It started out pretty boring.
Surveillance paradise.
I think you're painting a bit of a bleak picture. It's not all that bad.
No, you're completely wrong on this. I don't want everybody tracking me wherever I'm going around London.
Well, in that case, you might be interested in some rumours I heard. Did you hear that some DedSec hackers...
Our analysis of the drone's flight path suggests it's in the area. Have a look around.
Actually friendly for anybody.
Well, word on the street is that they've been able to create an encrypted signal...
There's the drone. I need to form a comms bridge before I can permanently access it.
So you can go back and enjoy all the great things about Optic without that fear of surveillance.
With the Optic, privacy's dead.
Okay, but
I couldn't complete the bridge, but I was able to download part of the drone's cache history. This is the earliest entry.
Don't go, Lucas. If the Templars find you in London, they will kill you. None of us will be safe anymore.
To hell with safe. If our ancestors could go up against the Templars on their own, then so can I.
God, I am sick of hearing about what heroes Jacob and Evie Fry were.
Darcy, if you're not going to help me defend the tomb, then don't get in my way. Don't goodbye.
Finally, some information I can find online. Jacob and Evie Fry. Notorious twin gangsters who took over London in the 1860s. Killed some industrialist called... Crawford Starrick. All right, then. What about that tomb, though? I wonder what that could be.
Our analysis of the drone's flight path suggests it's in the area. Have a look around. You found our drone friend. Time for another go at that comms bridge.
Knowing that I'm being watched with everything I do, Andy.
Well, it's just not...
Couldn't quite seal the deal, but I did get us some more cash.
I found you, you bastard. I know where you've got my brother, and I'm coming to get him.
Well, hurry up then. This doubles my chances of getting the location of the tomb before the day is out. I think I'll strap you into a chair next to your brother. I'm dying for you to see what I've done with him.
Keep talking like that, and I'll make sure your death is a painful one.
You can't spell riot without right, and by right I mean...
That conversation was recorded mere minutes ago. We may be able to lend a hand before it's too late.
Artificial intelligent Freddie Bagley's rogue, estranged brother. The one that tells it as it really is, not as it is pretending to be.
Our analysis of the drone's flight path suggests it's in the area. Have a look around.
Bagley, tell me...
There it is. One more download ought to do it. Comms established. Hello, anyone there?
You found me. About time. Making yourself traceable while still staying hidden is harder than it sounds.
I'm with DedSec.
We're here to help.
I guessed as much. I don't know anyone else capable of hacking and tracking like that. I assume you've heard what's been happening. If you want to help me save my brother, then meet me at this location, face to face.
So, Darcy, you and your brother are assassins, and your brother's been taken by the Templars.
We have the time for a history lesson. Let's just say the Assassin Brotherhood stands for freedom for all, and the Templar Order does not. Although I'm ashamed to say the Brotherhood has seen better days. There's only a few of us left, hiding outside the city. Meanwhile, the Templars have a hand in nearly every part of London. All except the Tomb of the Assassins.
And while your group is on the ropes, your brother thought the best course of action was to come to London and stir up trouble. Sounds a lot like us, actually.
These are often landlords themselves. Join us tonight at GBB to learn the facts.
The Bug. Objective voice of objection for a most objectionable world. Hello, Bugsters. Welcome to The Bug, the comedy show that holds up the Medusa of satire to the already immovably concrete face of modern Britain. I'm Andy. I'm age 418, and I can crack a short laugh just by looking at it. Cannot not always reality anymore. Alice, what do you bench?
I bench body weights.
Right.
Well, not my body weight.
Okay.
Body weight of a baby.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to give that kind of detail.
It's very impressive. People look at me and go, where did you get that baby?
Yes. You are listening to The Bug.
In this week's Truth News, according to an official poll, 98% of Londoners are very happy with CTOS. And I am not sure that I agree with this, Andy. I don't think 98% of Londoners have ever...
DedSec and the Assassins. Did you ever imagine this happening?
You'll get no argument from me. So what's the plan?
Lucas is being held by the Templars in that police station. I've been trying their security, but I imagine you're better suited for this sort of thing. If you can hack in and find my brother, I'll infiltrate and get him out. How does that sound?
On it.
We're approaching the access point for the police station.
Now that we're connected, I'll be able to see inside the building with you. Once I know where Lucas is, I'll take over.
Oh my god, I know.
There's the target. You can download from there. If this assassin is in the police station, we'll find him.
You know, maybe you can enlighten me about something. Why is it that time and time again the assassins are reduced to nothing? Pirates, hermits, street thugs, all these brushes with extinction. You would think you people would learn from your mistakes. I don't know. What's your take?
I've already told you where the tomb is and what's hidden inside it. I would rather die than hear another word from you, you sadistic prick.
Oh, we'll get to that. Believe me. But first things first, I want you alive when my team finds a way into your precious tomb. I want you to watch as we claim the last assassin stronghold for the Templar Order. Keep searching the Buckingham grounds. We'll find a way in. And may the Father of Understanding guide us.
No! I'll kill him!
I don't think that would be wise. Security's been notified of our intrusion. Time to bugger off.
Hi! Hello there.
Seems Albion has a surveillance network in Lambeth that makes 1980s East Germany look like present-day East Germany. I'm sure the people of Lambeth will be interested to know just how closely they are being watched.
Got to stay calm.
You ready? We've no time to waste.
Did a bit of research on that Templar we caught monologuing earlier. Seemed like a safe bet. Graham Westall is his name, intelligence liaison to the Crown. He runs the SRS office in Buckingham Palace, and it seems has been hunting for the Tomb of the Assassins on behalf of the Templars. Westerly made his name overseas for his ability to extract information from detainees, along with their teeth and fingernails.
One hell of a tosser to go up against.
If the Templars plan to take over the Tomb of the Assassins, then that's where I'll bring the fight. Westerly told his people to search the Buckingham Palace grounds. That must be where the tomb is hidden. Meet me there, and we'll find a way in.
On it.
poles are like the unsolicited dick officially inflated ahead of time, and anyone that falls for one deserves all the disappointment of trying to match it to reality. These poles are absolute rubbish, Andy. I read one the other day that said the plumbing in London was good, and it absolutely is not. I mean, we have this technology now where they can spy on my every bowel movement. There's a CTOS camera installed inside my underwear drawer. A media drone is scaring the birds off my garden bird feeder, and you can't get me consistently hot water.
Speaking of media drones, I mean, they're everywhere, clearly. The great thing, I guess, about media drones is that, as inanimate robots, they actually have more humanity, compassion, and dignity than the human journalists we used to have to put up with a much more accurately calibrated moral compass. But it's the intrusion I can't stand, Alice. I'm in showbiz. Look at me here in this windowless dungeon. I'm in showbiz, and it's terrible for me that all these drones knowing I'm being filmed all the time. Every day, I make sure I've done my hair and makeup and not wearing clothes I've never worn before. We all have crosses to bear.
At this point, they've installed so many CTOS cameras, I'm not sure where they'll put the new ones. On top of the old ones, just cameras watching other cameras, like a social media influencer so self-absorbed they don't know how to sleep without turning it into monetized content.
I think that's the logical end of all society, isn't it? Where just everything has just become a camera filming another camera. To be honest, I've just given up on all news and reality. I know to make up my own headlines these days. I've got a piece of paper and a pen.
Shit! We've got guards all over the place. Westerly's been busy.
I'm picking up some radio chatter from the guards. The entrance to the tomb is behind a large stone slab that nobody's been able to move.
I can move it. I know I can. But first, you have to help me clear out these guards.
Then that's our move.
Who in their right mind?
Huh, that's one way to do the job.
Investigation. Cease and desist, or you will be restrained. Halt. Failure to comply will result in forceful intervention. Cease and desist, or you will be restrained.
Not bad at all.
Warning. Continuing unlawful activity will result. Combat mode engaged.
Stop! Who are you? The shotgun. All right, let's go.
Well done!
That's all the guards down, but we need to buy Darcy more time. Scrambling the security system ought to do it. There we are. It's all up to you now, Darcy.
All right, you can do this.
can't believe I've never been down here before. Oh, what's taken me so long?